Okay. Really?
Do you not see that?
Does that mean... Okay. Hold up. Should I play it back there? Familiar for Usurper. I know, I'm thinking. We gotta offload the charges. We're gonna seize everything, man. Not this row. Back here, huh? It's potential to go Usurper now.
All I do for the Empire.
Okay, I got a lock. Actually, we can ping it off anyway. We can actually... Can we seize? Yes, we can seize. We can seize, my friends. Check this out.
These I invade. These I sign a treaty with.
Well... that, I guess. Just use them up, huh? Whoa! Yes! Yes! Yes!
My blade.
Woo!
I trust you have sharpened.
Oh!
Onward, onward! To be showered with Imperial gold on the wing.
Yes! Ah! Let's go! Woo! Did it! Did it! Let's go! Yeah! Woo! Yes! Hey, what's up, legends? Welcome back to another deck guide. Before we get into today's list, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please take the time to do so now. My next objective is to reach 10,000 subscribers, and I'd really appreciate your help and support in achieving that goal. For today, I've come around to a Soldiers Assimilate deck, utilizing Emhyrs and the rework to this card. The leader ability that we're going to be utilizing with this list is Imprisonment. We get to lock an enemy unit, damage it by 3, double charge. So this deck has a bit of a control emphasis to it. If we can save leader ability over the course of a long round 3, that's best. Maybe round 1 you can commit 1 charge to help you get round control. Bear in mind, we can use Imprisonment leader to synergize with Coup. So basically, you could help to get greater value off of the death blow off of Coup. You can damage a unit down with leader and then play Coup onto it, get the death blow, replay that card. There's a bit of a combo there. Stratagem that we're utilizing is Magic Lamp. So with Magic Lamp, we get this 5-power token unit that you see here. This is when we go first in a match. So what I'm going to do is run you through this list bottom up, explain how best to play each card, when to play it during a match, and then we're going to discuss how to execute the strategy for this deck. So to begin with, we are running Impera and Forces. Bear that in mind. These cards gain value whenever an enemy unit gains spying. So Assimilate makes sense to play with Impera and Forces because we can generate disloyal units, which can trigger charges here. We're going to go over that in a second. So anyway, Emissary in this deck does have synergy with Impera and Forcer, and of course we have it in here because we're playing Braithens. So this is a disloyal unit, goes to the opponent's side of the board, gains spying status, and we get to boost an ally by 7. So like I said, you may wish to synergize Emissary with the Impera and Forcer soldier unit, help them gain more charges. Emissary gives Braithens a proactive play when going first in a round, and you have no units to copy through Duchess Informant. So bear those combinations in mind. Usually what I do with this copy of this card is tuck it away in deck for the most part though. I try to get more value off of playing Duchess Informant to trigger the Emperor Enforcer gaining charges. One Obsidian Mirror. We have a number of tactics because we're playing Calvate. Pardon me. So with this tactic, I've added one in here because there's a lot of strong engines at this time, especially Nilfgaard soldier decks, very prevalent. Obsidian Mirror could give us a lot of great value in those instances. Spawn 1 power copies of 3 enemy bronze unit on their opposite row. So you can imagine if you're versing a soldier's list and they have their flanking units set up, like this could play for some really good value. So it's going to be a bit match dependent how this plays. If you know you're versing a heavy engine based deck, of course, take this card in against that list. We have double battle preparation. Why I've gone for battle preparation? Because Nilfgaard soldiers, once again, very prevalent. We're playing Assimilate. We can copy soldiers, replay them back, and then we can use battle preparation onto those soldiers. Also, we are playing soldiers in our deck ourselves. So if we target a soldier with this card, we get to boost it by 6 and give it 2 armor. So those are the different ways you can use battle preparation. Bear in mind, we can use it on the Emperor Enforcer and also to help keep Defender from getting removed during a match. So with these tactics, play them as you need to. During a match, maybe they're more relevant round 1 for us. We're going to try to commit more of an Assimilate style play with the Mage Torturers and perhaps even Braithens round 1 to help get round control. Double Joust. We get to remove an enemy shield, damage it by 4, boost an allied unit, give it a shield as well. Bit of control, bit of protection. Double Diplomacy. Create and play a bronze card from your opponent's faction. Nice to play out round 1 to help you get round control, not overcommit too much. We can synergize these with the Mage Torturer, help the Mage Torturer get her Assimilate triggered. So this spawns one of 3 randomly selected cards from the specified source. Keep that in mind. It's got a bit of a random element to it. So we can use Mage Torturer to give spying to something round 1. Help set up Terra Nova. We can play Duchess Informant out, copy some of the opponent's units. And then maybe with Diplomacy, we can kind of generate a bit of a combination that way. Double Duchess Informant in this deck. It's a disloyal unit like the Emissary. So this can trigger the Emperor Enforcer units to gain more charges of damage. What we're doing with this essentially is just copying the opponent's bronze cards. So like I said, because Nilfgaard soldiers are very prevalent, Assimilate can be a very good counter because we can disrupt the flanking from those kinds of styles of deck. So what you can do is place in those matchups, you could place Duchess Informant to interfere with the flanking and then copy some effective soldier units back. But of course, you're just going to look to target effective engines in general from the opponent, depending on what kind of a deck you're versing, right? Duchess Informant, nice card to help get round control round 1. Then we have double Nausicaa Sergeant. Why I've gone for Nausicaa Sergeant? It does have synergy with Emhyrs Deploy. Nausicaa Sergeant can help to protect Emperor Enforcers, can help to protect Defender as well, and it's a very good value card at 5 provision cost for what it can do, and it can trigger Assimilate because it spawns and plays battle preparation. The idea with Nausicaa Sergeant, therefore, is that we can play this when we're committing Emhyr and the Emperor Enforcers Defender later on. It can also help us to resist a bleed. So battle preparation will be used to target those cards, like I said. Target Defender, Emperor Enforcers, or the Nausicaa Sergeant itself. Spawning and playing battle preparation, just make sure you target a soldier with this. So we are only going to play this on deploy if your opponent has won around this game. So obviously by round 3, we're definitely ensured good value with this. Round 2 will depend on what happened round 1, so bear that in mind. Double Impera Enforcers. These cards have a Zeal Order ability. Damage an enemy unit by 1. Charge 1. Death Blow. Gain 1 armor. That's pretty handy to know. They can gain some more protection. Whenever an enemy unit gains spying, gain 1 charge. What we want to do with Emperor and Forces, most of the time we want to take this deck into a long round 3. What I'd suggest is you'd play Defender first, and then immediately what you want to do is play Emhyr to thin one of these cards out from hand. And we want to establish Emhyr and both Emperor and Forces early on, opening into a round, so they can start gaining charges through the use of Emhyr and all these other status giving abilities we're going to start to generate. So Emperor and Forces are a combination to be reserved with Emhyr and Defender over long round 3 typically. Mage Torturer, Veiled Unit, Assimilate, deploy given enemy unit spying. Mage Torturer has good synergy with Terra Nova, has good synergy with Coup, also can give our Emperor and Forces more damage charges. I like to use Mage Torturer as round 1 to help get round control for the most part. We've got Fergus. We are a Devotion deck, so we're going to be giving 3 enemy units spying with this card. The idea with this card is pretty much as follows. We can use Fergus to help the Emperor and Forces gain charges, and it can also help Usurper to get boosted, according to Usurper Emperor's transformation ability down here. We can also use Fergus to help set up Terra Nova, also use Fergus to help set up Coup. In the sequencing of play for Fergus, you would be committing Fergus only after having Emperor and Forces down on the board, Usurper, and then you'd play it for max value. So it's a card to be reserved long round 3. We have Defender in this deck to give protection to Emhyr and the Emperor and Forces of particular note. Of course, you can stack your Assimilate units behind this card too, and any engines that you may copy, Usurper, etc. Yennefer for some Tall Punish, place an enemy unit at the top of your deck. There's a bit of a combination with Yen in our deck. If we save Yen to be played with Emhyr, we can take a unit from the opponent on the board, and then when you play Emhyr, according to Emhyr's deploy ability, we get to draw a card. So then the unit we plucked, we can then take into our hand with Emhyr. Generally what you want to do is, like, we can typically save this as a final say at the end of the match, just to target a tall unit. However, you can also steal a unit at any point that you think will be of good value to us. To ensure deck consistency, and then we get all of our gold cards by the end of the match, we got Calvate in here. For the most part, I find Calvate round 1 in this deck the majority of the time. So what we want to do with Calvate is use Calvate as an opener into round 1. Calvate establishes that we are certain to get all of our best cards as the match progresses. What Calvate does, according to the ability, is pretty much sort our gold cards in order from highest costed to lowest costed. So it sorts our deck that way once we play it, meaning that as we go into round 2, round 3, we're drawing all of the highest costed stuff. So that's why we want to play Calvate round 1 as early as possible when you find this card. Coup is great in this deck. It's an echo card. We get to play it twice. Damage an enemy unit by 3. If we get the death blow, we get to spawn and play it ourselves. If it has spying status, we also get to do that. So Coup has a lot of synergy in this deck. Remember, we can make Coup work with the Disloyal units we spawn on the board, Mage Torturer, Fergus, units that gain spying status due to Emhyr. We can damage something down with Leader, Plague. There's so many different ways we can make Coup work. Use 1 charge of Coup round 1 for helping in round control, and then save it later on with Emhyr. It plays for great value in this deck. Can trigger our Assimilate units to boost as well. Braithen's Assimilate unit. Create and play a Bronze Disloyal unit from your starting deck. For the most part, we want to use Braithen's to create Duchess Informant, copy opponent's Bronze Engine units. But like I said, if we're bleeding maybe into second round with this card, you can play out Emissary and just boost Braithen's up. So you will notice that we're not running Blightmaker package. So gaining round control and having points for round 1 may be a bit tricky. But we have so many strong combinations later on. In this deck, the way I've built it, we could commit Braithen's round 1 if we must to help get round control. So bear that in mind. Round 1 can consist of the Mage Torturers, Duchess Informant, and Braithen's. I think that's more realistic way to look at it, because I don't have Blight Makers for tempo, and Nausicaa Sergeant we can't play round 1, right? So just bear that in mind. If we could save Braithens, it's really good, but you know, we're trying to be realistic here about the situation. So Usurper Officer, why have I added this card in this deck? Okay, let's focus on this final stage, which is what we're looking to play this card in. So this card will be committed round 3 because we're going Devotion to get Usurper Emperor. So what this card does is, it's failed, spawn an operative on each enemy row, give them spying. Okay, so let's bear in mind this, give them spying. So when we play Usurper Emperor, this will trigger the Emperor Enforcer, these soldier units to gain more damage charges, okay? So let's go back to this ability. Whenever an enemy unit gains spying, gain 1 charge. So when we play Usurper, we'll be given spying status to those tokens. Instantly triggers charges for these cards. So there's a good combination there. Okay, so because of that, what we want to do with Usurper, the sequencing would be that after having Emperor Enforcers down, then you're going to play Usurper Emperor immediately, because this card will be also gaining boost according to Emhyrs' ability, because whenever an enemy unit gains spying, boosts self by 1. So Emhyr turns Usurper Emperor into a good boosting engine for us. So the line of play would be Defender, Emhyr, we get Emperor Enforcers down, then immediately after that, Usurper Emperor. Then Usurper Emperor will start to gain boosting whenever an enemy unit gains spying. From there, we're instantaneously triggering more damage charges for Emperor Enforcer units. Okay, long round 3 card, gives us good tempo as well. Terra Nova, Assimilate unit. Whatever we gave spying to during the course of a match, Terra Nova can replay for us. Terra Nova is very good in this deck because we have Emhyr. So bear in mind, the way we can give options for Terra Nova come through Mage Torturer, comes through Emhyr, because Emhyr gives units spying status as they're played out. We have Fergus as well. A lot of ways to make Terra Nova consistent. Try to save this card to be played around 2 or 3. And then finally we have Emhyr. Deploy, play a Bronze Soldier or Aristocrat from your hand, draw a card. We want to deploy Emhyr, thinning out Emperor Enforcer immediately. Whenever your opponent plays a unit, give it spying. So Emhyr's got good synergy with the Emperor Enforcer units. Emhyr can help to give Emperor Enforcers consistent charges. Order sees a 1 power enemy unit with spying, Devotion, which we are. At the end of your turn, refresh this card's order. What we want to do with Emhyr over the course of a long round 3, play it first thing after Defender. What I think the best way to play this card would be is, if it's safe to do so, we're going to hold the charges on the Emperor Enforcers, let Emhyr give units spying as they're played, and then what we can do is target the opponent's engines, damage them down with Emperor Enforcer, and just steal them. And maybe we can get some really good value taking some good effective engines from the opponent, utilizing them back against them. That's the idea with Emhyr. Now that we've covered the list, let me explain how to execute the strategy for this deck. This deck has a control emphasis. I suggest for the most part, if we can go a long round 3 and set up the board effectively, utilize our Assimilate engines, Emperor Enforcer pings is the best way to go about it. Obviously, play according to the deck you're versing and what you must do. So what we can do with our list, opening up into round 1, you want to play following cards. You have Calvate for round 1, Mage Torturers, Duchess Informants, all our bronze cards that you see here. You have Ku. At most, we can play Braithens. We have some very strong cards remaining for the course of a long round 3. You can commit it because we have Nausicaa Sergeants for some pretty big boost later as well. Okay, so keep that in mind. Those are the kind of cards we want to win round control with. If we're versing an engine-based deck, sure, just go into a long round 3. And over the course of a long round 3, what we want to do is open up with Defender and then immediately prioritize getting Emperor Enforcers down on the board first, and also Usurper Emperor because of the synergy with Emhyr. So long round 3 will be Defender, Emhyr thinning out an Emperor Enforcer, play the other Emperor Enforcer. You're going to play Usurper. And then from there, you play your assimilate style of play out. You can play coup. You can use leader to disable opponent's engines. You can play Fergus to give Emperor and forces more charges. Fergus to boost up Usurper. And that's the general idea. And you can save Yennefer at the end of the match for a Tool Punish option. Okay, so control emphasis deck. Try to get round control. Try to go for a long round 3. And use Emhyr to just seize up 1 powered spying status units from the opponent's side of the board. Bearing in mind, you can seize Duchess Informant and our spies too. So I hope you enjoy the following matches. I hope this deck goes well for you. And thanks for your time and support.
I forgive you.
Yo, thank you, Ash. Appreciate you. Thank you for the cheer, my bro. Let's get pro rank, baby. Wow. I really like that leader skin. It looks mad that the opponent's got. It's almost tempting me to buy that package in the shop. It's on sale now in the shop, that leader. Oh, succubus, really?
You're not done if you can still walk.
For a mage torturer target? Oh, wow. Draker? Self-Eater? Self-Eater Synergy Relic? This one. Yo, thanks for the Prime sub. Appreciate you. Rip guy playing NG. Rank coming, baby. Yeah, let's do it. Let's go, my friends. Man, I love playing Gwent. Wow, what a great game. I'm so grateful for a great game to play. Hang out with my friends. Man, what a good day. What a good way to spend a Sunday, man. Just don't tell my fiance there's these kinds of cards in this game, right? Please, no one rat me out.
I'm just a sexy little
Whoa!
that machine called life.
Opponent just leaded into this one. This is concerning me a bit.
I need not spill blood to make you suffer never before.
That was a good lemon. It's right, I'm open about it with her. Babe, if you hear me referencing females' names, talking about she, this, that, don't worry. It's just the game. Wait, yours, Ash? Are you talking about your fiance? Oh, man. Anyway. Bargeist? We are down on points. We are very down here. Is it worth me playing Braithens? What if I take the 9? What if we lock it? We go to 30. 6 down, 24. I'm not sure how far I'm supposed to push with this hand.
Your humble.
Maybe we're passing on even. And I can use Nausicaa Sergeant and Braithens to resist bleed. Maybe. Divorce.
There is wickedness and there is punishment.
That's hilarious, man. Okay, maybe it's pass on this point. They've thrown this out. They haven't consumed. They went pretty high tempo around 1.
Offering accepted.
Yo, thanks, Ash. Appreciate you. Thank you, my friend. Okay. They wasted that. Yeah, thanks. Okay. We're gonna have to commit some stronger combos here, I feel. We need all these cards. Emhyr will pull me Q as well on deploy. Okay. We gotta get ready to resist the bleed here. I'm sure they're gonna try to me. I'm gonna open up with Defender, and we're gonna establish the Emperor and Forces. I think that's the way to go. That's a pretty cool card back they got for Shoop. I like it. Yeah, they're going for it. Okay. What?
Heads order! Head out speed!
Dun. This is a pretty cool board as well. Oh, Phantom? So they went Haunt Phantom. What does that mean they're willing to do, really? If they were gonna pass, I don't think they play Phantom there. It becomes a good target for Yen. If I leave.
Patience is not a virtue I am known to have.
So, I want you guys to pay attention to this. When we hit the death blow with this gains armor, which is pretty good as well. Protection. Oh. Oh. We have Q. We have Q though. We have Q. I'm not really that intimidated by that.
There is but one punishment for traitors.
Yep. Lock the Bargeist. Opponent goes up by 1. Loss. We can seize that Emhyr back with our Emhyr. And we'll be getting double activation on Emperor and Forces, my friends. Fantastic scenes. Bought the board coin. Nice. What's your favorite, Lemon, from all the offerings out there? From this event? The koala looks pretty funny. I think it's some interesting different avatars. Well, they kind of wasted a consume there as well, didn't they? Okay, stealing Toad could be smart. So how many charges we got? 5? We could come around to that. This is also fine at this point.
Bards across the Empire will save this day.
The most boring faction? I don't know, never really thought about it. I do enjoy trying everything, to be honest, playing a bit of everything. Recently, I've come around more to Nilfgaard, playing Nilfgaard more. I've been enjoying it. Obviously, because they're buffed up, they're pretty strong. So yeah, how about yourself? What do you think? We're in a pretty strong spot here. Essentially, we're just stealing effective units from the opponent. That's what's gonna happen.
Garments are shackles that restrain our desires.
Okay. Toad is good because that can be replayed later. Do we want to play this now? It'll give me more charges. It's probably on the lower end of the commit. Wait here, maybe?
Generals? I would trust every last one with my life.
So, stealing Succubus is smart too. That's another good thing we can do. Definitely still Succubus. 100%. How many do they have? Yeah, they got one in there. See? Okay. Total control. See that? Really good. Furry bundle, yeah. It would have been great if we could have pulled it off. Yeah, yeah. So now we have Assimilate to fall back on. We're still in a good spot here. Maybe Mage Torturer, not really. Wait, what were the targets we gave spying to? Want to replay maybe? Okay. Could open with this. What did we give spying status to? Bargeist, Succubus? Was it? Hey, what's up, B? How are you, my friend? Still seems new. What? Okay, I have Toad, so if I play a Death Wish unit, we can use that. Like, copy a Death Wish unit from the opponent. Well, okay, let's see what we had with this. Oh, wow, Maruna. Oh my god. It's gotta be, huh? Token back there. Can we high roll the Endrega?
I shall save them.
Oh! Oh! My god! Lit! Let's get that there. Soldier. And our night decks are pretty boring. Why? Just played too much in recent times, or don't like the style? Oh, right. Yo, there's a line that I can take where we could let the rat just go really tall, and then I hit Yen onto it. That's also fine. So maybe that's what I'm doing. In that case, we go... Do we go with Emissary?
Your name, young man. The man should be cursed into an urchin.
A shame I have no time.
Arrakis Queen. Okay, true. Can do that as well. Are we gonna have a bronze to copy? We want the points to go tall there, huh? Maybe I'm letting them consume.
Please wait, Your Excellency. I'm falling behind.
So we're taking 25 points. Okay. Probably that one.
Everyone has their secrets. Everyone.
Let's just take it. Beware Kaira and Igni. Ooh, okay. Oh, crap. Yeah, okay. Maybe we should have taken it earlier. I didn't know that was coming. Do we still have it? Yeah, still got it. Okay, okay. I didn't know that Kaira in there. That's true, that's a risk. Wow. We did it! Oh my god, man. Today is a good day, man. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Wow.
May your sword and arm be one.
I just need a minute to soak that in, man. I was trying so hard to get to pro. Oh my god. That was so filthy how we stole the Helga. Oh my god. Yeah, yeah, don't worry my friends. I'll put out the guide after the stream. Oh my god. Woo! Would you roll with it or?
The Scoia'tael must the woods abandon. Join us instead and defend the valley.
Definitely focus on utilizing all of the provisions. You definitely want to use them all up and structure your deck around it. 100%. Ooh. This could be good simulate value later. Maybe even now.
Do I enjoy torture? Perhaps.
We can coup there
Bit.
and go like, I don't know, like 1, 2. I'll give it a lock maybe as well. Thank you, thank you. Wow, we got seizing, we got soft control, we got tall punish. Yeah, everything, man. We definitely need to commit Calvate out at some point. Maybe this dies if I just go for the coup now.
This is our land, Dwan. You're not welcome here.
Can play Vanaday now. Wow, we went on a very epic performance with this deck today, my friends. Honestly, feels strong.
We will see who is weak.
Feels very
We
strong.
shall drive the ape men into the sea.
Well, they're gonna be. What are they doing again? Transform an allied elf, so they're gonna go for that, are they? Okay, let's get Calvate out first.
I forgive you. This time.
Yeah, that's true, Barry. Yeah, that's it, that's it. 100%. No doubt.
For the daisy of the valley!
I think I'm just kind of going... What kind of a deck is this? Yeah, I'm just going for a long round, man. I don't really care, to be honest. I'd rather thin out properly. Most of the time, I favor a long round with our deck because it requires setup. As you can see, we've got to set up Defender, Emhyr, and it takes a bit of time to generate value. So just keep that in mind with this list. Yeah, it's a good hand. So this plays for really nice value out there. Maybe because I kind of locked it up, they couldn't really use it. I was getting close on points, so they passed. Probably scared of losing on even or something. So they shuffled the waylays then. So is that potential for a brick too? You know what? We should think of giving a Simlas spying status. So we should leave double diplomacy. Yep, double diplomacy will be there. We'll play Calvate. And this is the hand. I think this is it. Anyway. How many tactics we got in there? The doubles? Double battle prep. Okay, let's see. They have, is it Milva? Because they got that leader.
Don't dare think you can escape.
Victory is on the wind.
Yeah, I guess I could go... We could go one lock. You can shut it down if you put a spying unit there, but I want to get Emhyr down first. Oh.
I'll do so sword in hand.
Okay, so they're gonna waylay now. They're gonna get some damage here. Maybe we stall a bit and just leave armored units. I think so. To work around waylay. So they're not gonna get good waylay here.
The wilds shall reclaim your...
Really? Is there any way to get to their purify? So this is giving poison, huh? Do we go for a mid now? We kind of want these to stick. I might sequence a bit different here. This will be on 7. They use leader. Oh, I don't know, man. I mean, all of these units I'm playing are going to be armored.
Known to have.
And retreat.
Kind of hard to say. I can play the other sergeant and give something protection there. Oh, wow. They gave us Simlas with Terranova now.
Why should I, an elf, a sage, convert
We're going to
to
hit
an ape?
Simlas twice.
Aaron has shown us the way.
They're leaving Emhyr.
For the daisy of the valley.
They might leader there. It's probable. No?
Time for you to die, Dwan.
So what's our point with this now?
All I do for the Empire.
Yeah, we're going to hit double Simlas.
Swords I smile at, weapons laugh to scorn.
I mean... So, what's our concerns here? It's going to be a very big point swing, man. It's going to be really big. So, shall we go... Maybe Terranova now. It's already set. Yo, check this out. Ready? Got the dwarf. Got the purify. Purify an allied unit. Clutch, man. Just in case. Bomb. Dryad. Clutch.
I'm so tired.
This sheep tree.
Yeah, we got it. We got it. So, Braithens. Oh, can we trigger that? Yeah, we can take the 4. Okay, they probably got control for it, but it makes sense. Like, we copy this. Yeah.
Her grace will not be pleased.
Ted Dayred is nigh.
Okay. Oh, you see, it's good we purify, dude.
My reason to travel, I mean.
Wow, it's so good we purified. I guess Yennefer makes the most sense. But because I'm gonna go Simlas, I want to extra trigger points.
That's all I need.
We want to activate this now.
You are no lunatic.
Just go double battle prep.
Gloires Willekame. Bards across the Empire will sing this day.
Fergus still plays for 10. Oh, no anymore, 7. It just plays for 7 now.
I feel an edict coming on.
Oh, it's good. Man, I'm really loving this deck, my friends. Yo, no joke. Fun and competitive. Opponent will be going first, ladies and gentlemen. We do not have Calvate. There he is. Thank you, mate. Thank you. Come around. Sweet. Scoia'tael compass. Alright, nice. Good to hear, my friend. Pretty good, Onyx. Almost a pro rank. This is the match to get me to pro. With Emhyrs spy status soldier kind of a deck thing. Calvate. I got milled so hard the first match of the stream. Yeah, man, I got milled so bad. I lost freaking Terra Nova, Emhyr, all these cards. And I still won it. It was against an enslaved deck. I wasn't expecting to get milled against enslaved. So it really threw me off. Enslaved 5 milled kind of a deck. Yeah, I saw it. Oh, man. How do you feel about it?
It is better to be on the winning one.
Okay, they've gone quite tall actually on Calvate there.
And if
Fur
I
cut
set
ain't
a
bad.
needle here, what then?
Burcut for Terra Nova. The Pirates, nice, nice. It can be pretty hard to defeat that T-Ball deck. There we go. Yeah, that's the best. That's quite a good move. Usually you just pull out Terra Nova.
My duty? To stick my nose where it doesn't belong.
Okay, interesting. Transform an allied unit. That's pretty good. It's at 4 now. Slave driver. Oh, we go for a simulate value? Maybe get rid of this. So would they attempt to bleed me? I wonder how they're gonna play it.
I forgive you. This time.
They just want a long round against me? It's kind of tricky, these matchups. Because you both have full deck consistency with Calvate. And it's like if you bleed, you just card down. So, opponents won the first round. What do we want to pull into? Q and all of that. Yeah, probably. So probably playing a simulate package out if they want to bleed. Yeah, that's true, Onyx. Fair enough. They could be just doing this to establish the carryover, I think. That's fairly probable. Nausicaa's good to resist bleed, for sure. So, okay, so they're actually trying to bleed me here.
Do I enjoy torture?
Right.
Perhaps.
Oops.
A bit.
Move my mic. We can lock one of the units up the back there. And then we're going to start to commit some of our heavier stuff, I think. It could also be this now. Have a mirror. So then what do I pull into? There's a defender.
The North shall tuck tail and beg for mercy.
Maybe hold the charge. Mage Torturer.
Suffering ennobles, friend. You'll be a count once I'm done with you.
We can play the other out too.
Nilfgaard!
We can just hold the charges. Sea Hill mill traps. Yeah, a lot of people complain against those. Okay. Right, so Terra Nova's set up, see?
Everyone has
It's
their
received
secrets.
spying status. Okay, so if I take the 10, they're on 36. We could just coup that as well. That's a lot of points if I coup that.
Your name, young man, should be cursed into an urge.
Her grace will not be pleased.
I need not spill blood to make you suffer like never before.
That was clean, man. Right? I don't mind to take it with Yen.
Just a peek. That is all I need.
Yo, it's good Ranger, long time. Four, two. Maybe they go Yen now. Oh, probably turn over actually. Oh, right. Okay, we're getting a lot of charges with Emperor and Forces still.
True love could lift the curse, but who would love such a freak?
I hate nothing more than a creaky door.
Watch close.
Take him to the woods and release the hounds.
My duty? To stick my nose where it doesn't belong.
Sap me of strength. And for the Empire I endure.
We're gonna kind of be careful with the seizing too, eh? Because we're clogging up our row. Can we just use these to kill off the assimilate? Actually, yeah, that's probably better, isn't it? On back row. Still plays.
What do you need me to do?
Oh, it's a lot of points. Okay. 20 points, 72. Crap, man. We are a lot of points down there. If I go turn over, they could steal it, so I want to be a bit careful. Maybe it's turn over. I could play it back with the defender is kind of protect it from getting pulled by Yen. Yeah. Simulate cards. Yeah, that's true. As long as they got spying status.
Don't snap your spout at me. I'm not for birds.
We gotta go all in, I think.
My loyalty is to Imperial coin, not to the face to pick up.
Your humble servant.
It's a lot of points. Bribery. Oh, crap. Let's hope they're literal. Fergus? Does that work for them? Oh, it works for this, right.
I feel an edict coming
So it's gonna be like this, right?
You'll give your lives for the Empire if needed, with no hesitation.
Gotcha, puppet. Your name, young man, should be cursed into an urchin.
Duchess informant?
Everyone has their secrets. Everyone.
Whoa! Let's go! Ugh! Wow! Woo! Oh! Yo! Okay, probably Nausicaa Sergeant I'd prefer. Yes! Q. Oh my god. Let's go, baby. I think I'll open it with this. Yes! Come on! Do it for the Empire!
Do I enjoy torture? Perhaps a bit.
Obedience or the lash.
Okay, here. Come on! Oh!